If you work in manufacturing, construction, and industrial type environments, and you need media, you should know that hiring the wrong media partner can come with costly delays and other liability issues that you simply don't want to deal with when just trying to get some media for your business. I've worked in these environments for years, and I've learned what it takes to get the media while being safe around other crews and not making myself a liability to the clients that hire me. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I've learned working in and around these environments and what you should look for when hiring a media partner to capture content in these high-risk areas. So if you've clicked this video, it's very likely that I don't have to tell you that industrial and manufacturing sites, especially when you get to the commercial level construction type sites, have much more rigorous standards in terms of safety and liability than, say, an average corporate shoot. This means that you need to watch out for some special things when hiring someone to capture content in and around these areas. So I've laid out 6 key things to look for when hiring a media partner. Number 1, proven experience in industrial environments. The media producer that you hire for this may or may not have had actual experience shooting in these environments, and that's less important than at least making sure that they have experience around them somewhere in their past. If they have been on these sites before, they'll know what they need to know to capture their content and be safe. If they have no experience in these environments, you may want to take special care to be sure that they have whatever training they need and understand what they're getting into. So if you want to verify this, simply ask them what their experience is in and around these environments. Before we continue, if you like content like this and you find it helpful, I'd like to take a moment to ask you to like this video and subscribe to this channel. If there's any specific topics you'd like me to cover in the future, leave them in the comments below and I may make a video including those. Also, if you would like to hire somebody to make media like what we're talking about in this video for your business, check the description below, click the link to my website, and find the contact form. Fill the contact form out, and we can schedule a quick discovery call where we can figure out if MLC Photo Video is right for your business's needs. Number 2, a strong understanding of safety and compliance. This includes personal protective equipment, site safety protocols, and proper insurance. As far as personal protective equipment, if you work with a media partner who has experience in these environments, it's likely that they already have some personal protective equipment, but you'll want to make sure that they have all of the personal protective equipment that may be required for your specific site. For example, I've operated a lot in the line work industry, and over there they require what's called FR clothing, and that is a specific kind of clothing that's made out of a kind of fabric that helps cut down on severe burns in the event of electrocution. In terms of site safety protocols, it may be best to just give them your basic training that you give all of your new hires if you have something like that, so that they're familiar with any of the specific risks in terms of operating on your sites. Another thing to consider here is proper insurance. Now, a lot of media producers that haven't worked around industrial and commercial type spaces may not actually have insurance. If you're hiring a media partner, they're going to technically be considered a contractor, and having insurance that covers their operations is absolutely key to not exposing yourself to liability in the event that there's an accident. How do you verify this? Well, it's pretty easy. If they have insurance, then they'll be able to provide you with what's called a certificate of insurance. And I'll give you an example of what one of these looks like. But basically, this form should have the policy issuer or the insurance company that issued the policy, as well as the insured, who would be the policy holder. That would be the person you hired to do the job or the company you've hired to do the job, as well as naming your client in the event that you're a contractor as the certificate holder. It should also spell out the specific coverages that your media contractor holds. Number 3, professionalism and clear communication. Communication really helps. Usually when I'm on a job site and I'm having to capture a big list of shots to put together a video, I find myself having to communicate with people at all points. The corporate people in order to know what job sites to go to, and then the safety people to make sure that I know what shots that are okay to capture and what to go ahead and reshoot because maybe there was some sort of safety issue that we don't want to capture on camera, and to the foreman and the actual on-site guys, because they will be able to tell you exactly where they're going to be when, and so you know how to set up for different shots. A good way to verify this is to simply ask your prospective media partner about a time that they had to communicate with multiple people on a site to be able to get the media that they needed. Probably the best example I have of this is being able to get drone footage of a helicopter in an active helicopter site, in which I had to communicate with the entire crew to make sure that, well, this would be okay. The helicopter pilot also to make sure that it would be okay. But then additionally to communicate with the helicopter pilot throughout the duration of the flight so that he always knew my location. Number 4, a practical and reliable gear setup. Now, media creators that have been working in the media creation industry for years likely have larger pieces of equipment, because typically that means you get better bells and whistles and all kinds of different things that are good for a large variety of jobs. But when you're on an active job site, actually it's better to have smaller pieces of gear and multiple pieces of gear, because that allows you to be in different places all at the same time. I like to use tripods and multiple cameras at different points on the site because that gives me multiple perspectives of the same thing, especially whenever you're shooting something that's only happening one time. It can be really beneficial to have 3 different camera angles of that same thing. In addition, I also like to use GoPros to get into places that I simply cannot go, such as on a lineman in a basket 200 feet up in the air. That can be an impossible shot because I can't go up into the basket with them, but I can affix a GoPro onto them and they can then sort of become my cameraman. But there's a limit to this. Smaller cameras that shoot super high quality footage can sometimes overheat in hot environments. And you'll typically see this whenever you're in the middle of a 2-point camera interview and it's 90 plus degrees outside, the sun's directly on your cameras, and it'll shut down towards the end of an interview. And for me, that's not going to work. So I've picked cameras that can handle those environments, and those cameras are typically large enough to incorporate a fan inside the body that allows heat dissipation to be good enough that it won't shut down during long takes. So that's something to consider. And if you want to verify this, you can simply ask your prospective media partner what kind of gear they shoot with. Just take notes on the things that they say and look it up and make sure that that gear is going to be up to the task for your specific environment. Number 5, a strong portfolio of relevant work. Now, this may be negotiable in the event that your prospective media partner has experience in their background working in the kind of environments you'll be asking them to work in, but it's always nice to see specific portfolio examples of work that they've done in similar environments so you know that they're going to be good to go. So just check out their website. If they don't have a website, look at their social media and make sure that you take a full inventory of what they have available for you to see. If you have any concerns, just go ahead and ask them up front what their experience is in these environments, and ask them if they have any portfolio examples that maybe are not available for the public to view. In some cases, there may be something that they could show you that is not actually on their website. I know in my case, I was asked to provide samples of work for a specific job that I did one time, and I was able to show the client something that I wasn't actually able to post publicly on my website. Of course, I had to get permission from the client who that work was for, but it was no problem to show just one client. And so if you have any concerns about that, just ask. Number 6, reliability and flexibility. Now, I can't count the number of times that I've been hired to do something on an industrial site and then it gets canceled or postponed due to weather, or say materials weren't delivered on time and so the actual job is getting pushed back, so I'll need to be flexible in my actual shoot day. It doesn't happen all the time, but it is something to consider. So make sure that your potential media partner understands that the nature of these environments is that they will sometimes be postpones and delays that they'll just have to work around. Additionally, it's good to get certain things in the contract. Any professional media producer will have a contract that they're using, and it will be negotiable to fit your needs if that's what the job calls for. So if you have specific deadlines you need for your media partner to hit, just make sure that you talk about those things up front and get them in the contract so that it's in writing. Well, there you go. That's 6 key things you can look for when hiring a media partner for your business's next media project. This list is not intended to be completely comprehensive, but these are some good things to get you started. Now, if you're looking to hire somebody to capture media like this for your business and you want to make sure that you're bringing on the right partner, I'd love to be on your short list. Check the description below, find my website, click that link, and go to my website and find the contact form. Fill it out, and we can schedule a quick discovery call where we can figure out if MLC Photo Video is right for your business's needs.